bounce back, rebound like that, mocha like that, boogie East Coast like shoot long threes. It's showtime at the show. I got 2 drops, 2 coaches, but the ball out with a rocket.
Teaching you the language of beats.
Back to reality, ooh, there goes the gravity. I'm floating on my own, my niggas don't know what's wrong. They telling me write a song, you'll forget about your problems. How can I forget that I ain't got no fucking dollars? Problems, they say that I'm a problem. A monster, they say that I'm a monster. Harder than harder, they say that I go.
I want to welcome y'all back to Penthouse View. We are here with Mr. Courtland Liddell, Grammy award-winning Courtland Liddell. How are you feeling?
Yo, what up? I'm amazed, and I can't usually, celebrities that wear they shades inside, but I'm gonna take mine out so they can see mine.
No. You a celebrity tonight? You a celebrity anyway? Would you please, just?
Yeah,
but you're not like the giving a celebrity.
Yeah, they need to see my face.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, for those who don't know who you are, tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm a Grammy award-winning mix engineer. Born and raised right here in Jackson, Mississippi, Jacktown.
Jacktown, for sure.
From Presidential Hills, born and raised.
So. Are you from the hills?
Yeah, I'm from the hills.
Okay. Okay, so where did you go to school?
High school, I went to Murray High School. I was in Power APAC. I wasn't in music in Power APAC. I was actually in visual arts. So I actually come from a visual arts background. There's a lot of things people don't know about me.
Wow. So tell us about that experience going through school, being in visual arts.
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely cool because art has always been my passion. When I was a kid, I actually wanted to be an animator for Walt Disney. That was my childhood dream. As a matter of fact, got a couple of commendations and credits when I was a kid as an artist. I did Scholastic Art Award placements. I actually have a commendation from the city of Jackson for drawing. As a kid. Yeah, I got that when I was 12 years old. I actually got my work published in a children's art book when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I took private art lessons, so I did oil painting. But my main concentration was 2D with a focus on dealing with color pencils.
I was just about to say, explain 2D for us. We know 3D, but explain it
Yeah, so with 2D, just basically pen to paper and everything and stuff. So I did that. I used to airbrush. I actually was going to be a tattoo artist as a kid. I used to do fake tattoos, and my mom used to sell my artwork when I was a kid. So
your mom was selling your stuff?
Yeah. My mom, Mom Duke, she was a real hustler. She was hustling, I used to draw pictures, and she used to sell them because she worked at the post office. Okay. So she would sell my work, create prints. We go to Kinko's and create prints, and she sell them. Judge Henry T. Wingate, he has a piece of mine in his office that he actually framed. It's a host of people around Mississippi that actually have my artwork in their homes to this day.
So, speaking of artwork and tattoos, do you ever think you'll get back into tattooing or one day? No, you don't have time. You got Grammys and stuff.
I need some work.
Trying to see. No, seriously.
I don't know. I don't know what the future may hold as far as that avenue.
Yeah.
If I do anything with drawing or art, it'll probably be for personal stuff. Just kind of my own personal collection. I might get back into it and start selling pieces because I used to do a lot of portraits, drawn by hand and things of the nature. Funny, interesting with art, I actually wanted to be a doctor. So I used to study human anatomy, and I actually used to study the physique and bone structure and things of that nature. So so I was looking at being a doctor through art and doing stuff like that. So
got some stuff going on. We spoke about where you from in the high school. What was your childhood like? We speaking of arts and crafts and drawing. What was your upbringing like?
My upbringing, it was a pretty interesting one. Unfortunately, my dad died when I was 3. So I was raised in a single parent household. So
most of us.
Yeah. So to all those is listening, you actually do have successful byproducts from single parent households.
Right.
So it's not impossible. It's very, very possible.
Yeah.
It was just me and my mom.
You the only child?
I'm her only child. I'm actually the youngest of 8. My dad had a total of 8
So your dad was outside? Let's just put
Pops was, but he was a family man through. Family was his big thing, and so he actually had a business before I died.
Okay.
He was a mechanic, he had his own shop. It was right down the street from JSU. So my brothers used to work there, and when I was a baby, they used to actually take me up there and babysit me at the shop.
Wow.
So, but like pretty much art, I was always into music and arts. Like for me, it was either visual arts or it was, you know, music. It was one of the two. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this, but I actually wanted to be a recording artist as a kid.
That was one of my questions, and we won't get to what you do, but have you ever wanted to rap? Have you ever considered rapping?
Yeah, I actually did used to rap. So
you did rap, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about my music career, so to speak,
right.
the early beginnings.
Let's get into that, because that was next.
How it kind of got into like my childhood. So it was always either art or music for me, you know, but at first I really kind of like just stuck heavily to art. Like that's all I did as a kid. I used to go online, I used to like download images of like different comics and stuff like that and like draw them. And I remember one of the first images I ever drew, I had this Florida Marlin shirt, but it was of the Looney Tunes characters. And I think I'd probably been like maybe 5 or 6, and I drew it on some construction paper. Because back then as a kid, you know, you grow up in the hood, you don't know what the professional stuff you use. You're trying to do whatever you get your hands on.
Right.
And so that was actually around the time my mama saw that I was actually gifted as a kid, because neither one of my parents were artistic or creative at all.
I was gonna say, where does that come from? Like, it's just something that you have.
Yeah, they told me and my family. I had another cousin of mine that was like back in the roots. He used to do art and everything, so they think it kind of stemmed from him.
Okay.
But that's when my mom first noticed my creativity, and then it just kind of flourished from there. And she really did her best to really try to just facilitate that. You know, being a single parent, you don't do art. It's like, okay, my kid's in the art, so how do I really facilitate that, and how am I able to really grow that?
Right.
And you know, like I said, she reached out to people to try to find out the best avenue, so it went from there. And then like I said, as a kid, I used to actually want to be a singer.
So wait, you wanted to rap, you do tattoos, you wanted to sing, you just kind of,
I was
super artsy, creative, like,
that
nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was really much into that, and so like, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan as a kid.
Okay.
So I used to sing, I used to want to be an R&B singer and everything, and then rap came along later in life when I got to high school. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this, I actually hated rap.
Really?
Yes, I could not stand rap growing up as a kid. I actually hated it. My brothers, they had systems in their cars, and like they used to, cause my mom, she grew up on R. She raised me on R&B.
Okay.
Like, you know, pretty much when we was around the house, she was listening to like Aaliyah, R. Kelly at the time, like even Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
like,
Nita Baker.
Yeah,
and
Nita
stuff
Baker.
like
Like
that.
that's what mom kind of really introduced me to music. That was the music I grew up around, but my brothers, they used to listen to like rap, and I used to hate it because I used to be in the back seat, and you know, they probably might, you know, get on me, but I'm grown now. But they used to like smoke the cars out because it was funny. One of my pastimes, my mama, when I was a kid, I used to ride with my brothers, and they would just like hotbox the car.
Oh my Lord.
So I'm probably like 5, 6, 7, and I'm in a, you know what I'm saying, cutlass. It's hotboxed out, so it's smoked out. Mama used to think I was high as a kid.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
I used to come home smelling straight like weed. So.
Yeah.
But they used to play like blaring rap music, and I used to hate it. I couldn't stand it because it was just so loud and just beating in my ears and stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of music, who are your musical influence? Like, what artists did you listen to growing up?
Growing up, like I said, I grew up on R&B, so definitely a lot of Marvin Gaye, R. Kelly. Like I said, Michael Jackson was huge. I remember actually my first cassette tape I ever got in my career, or just in my life, was my uncle. My uncle was actually, I found out he was actually a record executive. Okay. I didn't know that. I found it out not too long ago, a few years back. My uncle.
Here or?
Yeah, my uncle's here.
Okay.
My uncle, James Bennett, he actually owned a Bennett's record shop. And so he actually.
You know about that? Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, it's over there off. It was on Bailey, but the original one's over there off Freedom Corner on Mega Everest. And so he owned that, and he actually used to manage Bobby Rush.
Hold on one second. Yeah, back there.
The salads.
Yeah, just salads. I'm gonna cut out this out. So it's all right. No, you good. No, you fine.
I can
like, girl, you gotta get out here with your phone ringing and stuff, girl.
I can pick up from the.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just I was like talking on.
If you want to have it again, I just pick it up.
Oh no, we stopped at a good point. I think I got it.
I could just ask again. I can pick it back up.
Which one was the music influences, right? Yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right. So speaking of growing up, who are your musical influences and what artists did you listen to growing
My musical influences were definitely Marvin Gaye, a lot of the Motown folks such as Smokey Robinson, the Temptations, the Shy Lights, a lot of old school. And like I said, my mom used to play R. Kelly around the house. Also, too, with that, you know, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Okay.
I was really, really big into Michael Jackson. Like, he was the one that actually made me want to be a singer and be an artist.
Really?
Yes.
The great
yes.
Michael Jackson.
Great MJ. And my uncle, like I said, you know, he was a record executive. His name is James Bennett. And so pretty much he owned Bennett's Record Shop.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know this, but my uncle actually was a producer for Bobby Rush, and he managed Bobby Rush.
Wow.
He actually managed Bobby Rush. He did some production work for the Williams Brothers, for a lot of gospel and blues acts around Mississippi. He had his own record label as well, and he actually was one of the practitioners they actually used to like facilitate Malaco and help them push and sell units around the city. So when my uncle, he
was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it still is. I mean, Malaco's still here, right?
Oh yeah, Malaco.
Okay.
Malaco's still here. And
Okay.
like I said, big shouts out to my uncle. Even though like we ain't never just do nothing in the music industry together, but
Right.
I actually got my first cassette tape from him. It was Master P, Mr. Ice Cream Man. That was the
Come on
first
now.
tape that I ever
Come
bought.
on now.
So,
Yeah. Ice Cream Man was a part, I think, all our youth. Y'all was into Master P?
Yeah.
Was Ice Cream Man? If you wasn't, then you missed out on life. Like you had to have been there just to be a part of that. So okay, so speaking of music, we're gonna get into this rap sheet of yours. Because I've done my research. I've been up all night. I'm sleeping now because I was up all night trying to get this shit together now because I got a Grammy Award when on my couch. Okay, you work with several artists.
Yeah, quite a few. It's extensive.
And celebrities.
Yeah.
So let's run them down for the people that don't know. Let's see. So who are some of the artists that you work with and kind of been in close proximity?
It's been a few. I just named the ones that I could think of.
Okay.
I've worked with T-Pain. I've actually been to T-Pain's house.
Really? What's it like? Is it swanky?
Oh, it's dope. It's fine.
Where is it? I mean, I don't know where, but yeah. Because I love T-Pain. I feel like he is one of the underrated ones. Like,
yeah,
because how do you not put Bartender on the playlist and what's the other amount of stripper and all that? Like, T-Pain is one of them ones. Like, I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves.
Nah, I agree. Very talented. And it's actually funny. The first time I actually met him, I ended up co-writing on a song with him.
Really?
Yeah, I actually co-wrote "Need to Be Smoking" on the Iron Way mixtape. I was an additional writer on that.
Have you heard it?
I ain't even know it.
Yeah,
but the funny thing about that record was just one, how it happened, because it was coincidental, and then on top of that too, it's a smoking song, and I don't even smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
So that's the funny thing.
You would get on something. I mean, you know, it just happened like that.
Yeah. So being in his crib was definitely a dope experience.
Y'all still keep in contact, or?
No, we
No,
don't.
like,
but,
okay.
but I still have ties to him.
Yeah,
I know
for sure.
people that know him. I work with Big Boogie. I've worked with him. I've actually.
Please don't show out.
I've worked with I'm trying to think. I worked with Trippie Redd's cousin, Fiji McIntosh. I did his entire album.
Okay.
Trippie Redd, Little B, and a few other major artists were on that album. I've worked with Lecrae, Tasha Cobb Leonard. I've actually worked with N.D.I.R.E. I've worked with UK artist Cat Burns. I've worked with another UK artist who's been blowing up called B. Anderson. I've worked with Drummer Boy Fresh, Jesus' producer. I was actually his engineer. I've worked with Trippie Redd's girlfriend, Scott Morales. I was her engineer. I've worked with Yellow Wolf from Shady and Interscope Records. A lot of people don't know this, but actually my first internship that I ever did in my career, I was actually with Jeezy when he was working on Seen It All album. So I actually got a chance to meet Jeezy, met him and everything.
He's cool.
Yeah, super cool. Jeezy is very, very cool, super down to earth dude. Like, he's not with the Hollywood stuff at all.
Excuse me, yeah, I get that from just seeing him or whatever.
Oh yeah, I work with Jada Pinkett Smith, Channing Tatum.
Okay, so wait, Jada Pinkett Smith. Let's go back. What was the connection? Like, what did you do with her?
I actually, a lot of people don't know this. I work in film. I actually mix movies as well.
So you're gonna have to wait. Alright, so we know, okay, so let's go back. We know you're into arts, you tattoo, you rap, now you're into movies and film.
Yeah.
Is it okay. Let's go back to that, because I'm gonna ask, is it something that you don't do? But let's go back, let's get back into your rap sheet for real, because I wanna know.
Okay, so also in rap sheet, I work with Erica Mena. I work with Sean Garrett. I work with my homie Jamaica Concept Smith. He's a 2-time Grammy nominee who wrote for Luke James. I work with Willpower. He was Yellow Wolf's producer. I've worked with. I'm trying to remember. Like I said, it's a lot.
I know it's a lot.
I mean,
how do you feel about all of that? Like working with, being called to work with so many people, or being connected to so many people.
I mean, it's definitely cool. You know, I mean, a lot of it'd be shocking moments because
that's what I'm trying to see. Is it like mind blowing or?
Cause funny, even when I work with T-Pain, like my homie, he was like, "Yeah, we going to Penthouse." I didn't think we was gonna do it because in the music industry, a lot of people are just. They be selling you a dream. They'll tell you, they'll be like, yo, we gonna do this, and it's not really that. But when we pulled up to Buddy's house, I didn't even think he was gonna be there. And here I am, I'm engineering, I'm working. I was actually working with Courtland Van Treese. He was part of Group One Chance that was signed to Usher's record label. So I was working with him, and I was engineering for him, and all of a sudden, T-Pain just popped in. Granted, it's his house, but I still was like, oh, snap, Buddy here.
He's here, yeah.
Yeah, that's like even when I worked with Sean Garrett, I was actually working with Erica Mena, and I didn't expect Sean Garrett to pull up. He pulled up. That's like Blanco Brown, the country artist. Like, you know, I remember Blanco pulled up, and he was writing for Trippie Redd's girlfriend for Scott Morales. And just moments like that, it's surreal now. And like, granted with Blanco at the time, he was still a writer. He had wrote for Monica, he worked for Childish Gambino, a lot of big people in the industry. But, you know, he's now blew up as a country artist. And it's actually funny, in that moment, he actually jumped on one of my beats. I have a record that he started writing to on one of my beats and stuff that I produced.
All right, so we're going to take that in. Now, my next question is, okay, so you mix and engineer, but you produce.
Yeah, I produce.
So tell us the difference for the people that don't have like a musical background. Tell us the difference in mixing an engineer and producing.
All right, so basically, I break it all the way down for people that don't know.
For me.
So a lot of people that you hear in today's age, they'll be like, oh, I'm a music producer. But there's a difference in a music producer and a record producer. So a lot of people don't know that. So a music producer or a beat maker, their job, they're just going to make a beat for you. So a record producer, what they're going to do is they're going to actually consult with you first and get your budget, you know, understand what is it you're trying to do, how many records, so they have all that information. And they're going to actually go and hire people. They're going to bring people on board. They're actually the person that, because when you're meeting with a record producer, your job is to be an artist. You don't have to provide an engineer. You don't have to provide musicians or somebody who makes your beats. That's what you're coming to a record producer for. You would come to somebody like me because I'm facilitating an experience for you at that point. I just need you to show up and be an artist. Because why are you thinking about, yo, okay, oh, I need this person to make this beat, or I need to hire this keyboardist or this musician, or I need to find this studio and figure out how much this costs. No. You want to be an artist.
Yeah, so you be an artist and let me handle
all that. Okay. That's a record producer.
Okay.
And even when I'm in the studio as a record producer, that doesn't mean I'm engineering. Like, I've hired people to handle these specific roles, and you're only dealing with me. You don't have to deal with these other avenues. It eases. That's what people don't understand about the record industry. It's the difference in being a music producer / beat maker / or a record producer. It's two totally different jobs. And when you get into engineering, there's 3 types of engineers. You have a recording, or what we call a tracking engineer. That's a person, their responsibility is to record you. That's to actually capture your vocal performance and things of that nature, right? Then you have a mixing engineer, which is what I focus on. So our job is essentially, after it's been recorded, we're the ones that's adding all the effects, like the echoes, the things that the ear can, the things that make you say, oh, his voice is choppy right here, or you hear the Drake effect or the filter.
Like the ad-libs, maybe?
Ad-libs and part like that, stuff like that. It just,
I was a rapper one time, outside. Yeah.
So it's all those things that make the record or make the song jump at you and say, oh, I love this song. That's where the mixing comes into play. And last but not least is mastering. A lot of people don't understand what mastering is. They think that it's just making a record loud. It's not making it loud at all. It's more to it than that. Mastering is actually the holy grail. That's where you embed metadata. That's where you embed the information that actually makes the record be able to be a tangible product now. That's where you're adding a thing called an ISRC code, which is an international standard recording code. That's how you're able to track your music and actually make it monetized.
Gotcha.
So there's different realms into this that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people now, even dealing with local talent, they just think, oh, they'll say, oh, you mix and master something. I'm like, Yeah, I can, but there's a whole process, and they don't even fully understand that process. And then a lot of artists, you know, they don't even understand the art of negotiation, which I'll tell you a tidbit. It's something that I live by. The music industry is 90 to 95% business, 5 to 10% music.
Jeez.
People think that it's music first and business second, but it's actually more business
first
and music second. Because it doesn't matter if you're, because people always say, and Jay-Z himself has said it, he was like, in a verse, he was like, lyrically, I would be Talib Kweli. That doesn't mean Jay-Z doesn't understand he's not a dope MC, but Jay-Z's a businessman.
Exactly.
That's the reason why he has what he has, and a lot of people think that in music, yes, you can make money off music, but it's all about business. It's understanding how to negotiate. It's understanding how to have your contracts written up, or having a lawyer, you know, to reach out to. All this stuff plays a part. A lot of artists don't understand that, and that's why they don't hit the marks that they want, because they don't understand the business.
They don't understand the business. I agree. I totally agree. You just won. First of all, you were nominated for the Grammy for Your Power.
Yes.
Lecrae and Tasha Cobbs Leonard.
Yes.
First of all, y'all make some noise for him winning a Grammy. Grammy Award winner. No, for real. I got a Grammy Award winner on my couch. Please, please, like, okay. No, how was that? How was that experience? Like the musical process, and also the Grammy the Grammy experience. How was that? At first with the track though, I want to know, how did it come about and how you were pulled in, you know.
Okay, yeah. So the record was actually produced by my buddy, my friend, Jubilee. Okay. So Jubilee is the producer behind that record. He's the music producer, and I actually engineer for Jubilee. I'm his engineer. Okay. And so how that record came about, I remember at the time, it was funny when Jubilee, he had let me hear the track, because funny thing is, a lot of people don't know this, I was actually supposed to work on Church Clothes 4. So if I had worked on Church Clothes 4, I actually would have 2 Grammys now.
Jesus.
So, because I remember me and Jubilee, we were just talking, and, you know, he had let me hear some of the beats that he was going to present to Lecrae for Church Clothes 4, and, you know, because we always talk and stuff. And so, you know, he had Your Power, and I mixed pretty much all his beats. So like I said, before he gets them to an artist or Lecrae or whoever it is, like, I'm the one that would mix the beats and things of that nature. So he sent me Your Power, and I was like, all right, cool. And that was supposed to go on CC4, on Church Clothes 4. And then it ended up not getting on the album, and I was like, okay, so what's the song gonna come out? What's the thing? And he was like, it's gonna be a single. And I was like, okay, cool. So just mixing that record was a process in itself. So because I think I got the stems. We were in California prior to that. Me and him were out there, and some of our homies, because we was doing like a camp that we had set up, and we were just also networking out in LA. So I had the stems, and I came back home here to Mississippi.
Now stems. What is stems?
So stems essentially is basically, let's say if you get a record, right, or you have a beat, it's each individual instrument on its own tracks. Like, let's say you have the snare on one track, you have the kick drum on one track, you have the hi-hat on another track. It's basically you have complete control when you're mixing it. Like, I can go in there, I can take something out, I can add, do whatever. That's basically what it is. So I had all that, and I was mixing the beat. And basically what ended up happening was, like I said, he was telling me I wasn't even supposed to get the vocals to the record. I was just only going to mix the beat. Gotcha. And so what he did was he actually fought for me to have me mix the record. Like, he went to the label, and he was like, Jubilee? Yeah, Jubilee. Okay, all right. He actually went to the label and talked to the A&R, Alex, and he was like, hey, I want my guy to mix the record. You know, and so, because usually at Reach and most labels, when they have their in-house person, that's the person who they're going to touch the record. They're not letting any outside person touch it or get their hands on it, you know. So he actually went to bat for me so I could get the record. And, you know, I got the vocals. I had Lecrae's vocals, Tasha's vocals. And when I tell you, boy, that record, for it to be a gospel record, I went through hell mixing that record.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it wasn't anything easy like other records I've done. Like, because one,
the reward though. I mean, you know.
Yeah, one thing about it is, you know, me and him weren't in the same environment. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, I actually mixed that record in an untreated bedroom. I didn't mix it in a studio.
So the record that you mixed was done in a bedroom. Yeah. And won a Grammy.
Yeah.
It was done in a bedroom.
Yeah.
In Jackson.
In
the hills.
Yeah.
In the hills?
Yeah. It was no acoustical treatment or anything. Like, I've not only won a Grammy, I've mixed movies in an untreated bedroom. I've done a lot of things. I've actually mixed records in war zones. And
really?
Yeah, and I've mixed records also in hospitals. I've done it. I mixed one time. I mixed 12 records in under 24 hours in a car.
Are you some kind of machine or something? Like, what the heck? That is crazy. I'm like blown away by it. That's good stuff for real. Like that's.
I'm just built different.
I would say, I agree.
I'm one of those people that, like I always said, whatever I do, I want to be one of the best.
The best at it,
yeah.
That's the way you have to look at it.
Yeah, I've never been a person that wants to be second rate or like not go toe to toe with the best in the business. That's always been my goal, and that's just something that I live by. But like I said, you know, the record. Because I was sending different versions of it back to Jubilee. He was in LA. He was working on other records. And, like, ultimately, like, it ended up being what it was. You know, like, we got down to the final mix. You know, some of my other buddies ended up working on it. And it wasn't just me who worked on this record. It was actually a record to where multiple engineers worked on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did.
So all of them won a Grammy as well.
Yeah, it was a total of it was me, my homie AJ. It was Lecrae's main engineer because I think he was like the last person to touch it. Biz. Then you had my homie Eric Realistic. He actually did some editing on the record, and then you had the recording engineer. So it was about like 5 engineers, but I did the bulk of the heavy lifting. Like I'm the one that did all the vocal mixing. I did the beat mixing. I did all that.
Crazy. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Okay, so excuse me, when you found out that you were nominated, what was that feeling like when you were nominated for the Grammy? How did you feel? Or did you feel?
Shit, I was lit as a motherfucker.
I know that's right.
I ain't even, you know what I said? Like,
you should have been lit.
I was lit as fuck. It was crazy because I was actually at work. So I was at work, and me and my coworker John, we was just watching the Grammy nominations. So when they announcing the nominations for the Grammys, they do like the popular ones first. And like the other categories, they do like, you gotta go to either their official website or to YouTube, and they have like different segments.
Okay.
So pretty much, I was like, I don't know if the song nominated or not. I don't know what's going on. So he's sitting there, you know, we in the office, we just chilling. He was like, bro, you fucking did it. I was like, what? I was like, hold on, nigga, I did what?
Right, what?
He was like,
excuse me, what?
Yeah, he was like, bro, you fucking did it. I was like, bro, you bullshitting me, bro. Like, you capping at this point. Yeah. He's like, nah, dog, you did it. I'm like, bro, send me the link. So I seen the link. I'm like, oh shit, like it's official.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I was super ecstatic because throughout my whole entire career, that was always my goal to win a Grammy. Like that was something that I really set my eyes on since I first started music. Like for me, a lot of people think it was about the fame and clout chasing. I ain't never been a fame and clout chasing.
You don't give that vibe.
Yeah, that's not my energy. That's not who I am. I'm very chill. I'm about my bread.
Humble, look, seems like.
Yeah, very chill. Run me my money.
Yeah.
And just
leave me my coins.
Yeah, leave me alone. Give me my money and my credit. Leave me alone. Like I'm cool. I don't need the fame. Because too, I done been around rich people. I done been around folks with money. I done stayed in $1 million house. I done stayed in a $5 million house. You know, I got cousins and folks that's done had money. I done been around celebrities and people with money. So when
none of that, you're impressed by none of that.
Yeah. So you know, when you be around it, it doesn't really phase you like that. You know, like I done just about been around the world. I done been to Dubai. I done been to Germany. I done been to Paris. I done did my traveling. Still got more to do, but I done seen quite a bit. So certain things don't really impress me. Yeah. Like right now, I know a dude right now with a Maybach. Yeah. You know, so it's just.
But that just don't.
Yeah, it don't do it for me. It's so much more in life that I want. But yeah, I was ecstatic though. I was lit than a motherfucker.
You should have been lit. I'm lit for you at that moment. Like when I saw it, I was just like, wait, from Jackson and then man Drill talking, she was, you know, giving it right now. I was like, what? And then that brings me to the point where I just did a recap. Y'all may not know, I did a recap. We capped off the first season of Penthouse Views, and the audio engineer was you. That's crazy, because I was looking at my pictures, and I was telling my business partner, my friend, I was like, I think this is the guy that I'm interviewing. And he was like, yeah, Chris, he did your recap. But I mean, that night was so big for me. I saw people I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, but shout out to you for the audio, for that night. That was a big night for me, and I'm glad that now that it's full circle because you were part of it. So
you're more than
thank you. Yeah, so you do that on the side also, like audio.
Yeah, so right now, pretty much like I said, I still mix records and I mix movies. Interesting fact, a lot of people don't know this about me outside of art. I was actually the youngest Pro Tools certified person in the state when I got certified.
Man, I cannot, like, the youngest.
Yeah, I was the youngest Pro Tools certified person in the entire state of Mississippi when I got certified. Nobody was younger than me.
Really?
At the time, yeah.
Okay, is there anything you can't do? Like, let's get to that. Like, is there anything that you can? Is there anything you're not good at? Because I'm just trying to see.
I mean, it's
anything that you put your mind to, you do it and you kind of master it, right?
Yeah, because I usually want to be one of the top contenders at, like I'm just.
So you competitive?
Yeah, I'm very competitive. Like,
yeah.
Especially when it's something I want.
Yeah.
Like my mom, she'll tell anybody like about me. She'll say, "Oh, if my son want to do it, like it's nothing on this earth that's gonna stop him."
They gonna do it right.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the best at it.
Okay.
And I stand on that. So
I mean, clearly she got a Grammy. All right. So so the night of the Grammys. Speaking of Grammys, the night of the Grammys, were there any other people that you met that you have been wanting to meet, or is there anybody that you saw? I was like, oh, I've always been wanting. Did you meet anybody outside of your people? Like,
yeah, I met a few people. Which, like I said, I'm not a real huge like fanned out type of person.
Yeah.
I think the only person that I probably was like kind of shocked to meet really was it was T-Pain, literally, because that's somebody I really grew up with watching him. Oh, I forgot to tell you too. Yeah, I work with Lloyd and I work with August Alsina as well. I work with August and Lloyd.
I cannot. This list is unreal.
Oh yeah, and I used to I used to engineer for Fly J as well. I was Fly J's engineer.
Now Fly J. Oh, talking about.
Yeah, from LSU.
The female rapper.
Yeah, Camouflage Daughter. Yeah, I engineered her. I was her engineer as well.
That's a lot, but that's good stuff though. Coming from Jackson, they give us a bad rap for so many things, but they don't know we have hidden gems everywhere. But you don't have to make noise when you make noise. I feel like that. So shout out to you for all those accomplishments and collaborations. Now, I don't even know where to go with this next. Speaking of Grammys, did you attend any of the infamous Grammy parties, like the after parties and all that? Did you go to any of that? Like.
Yeah, actually, I went to the Grammy official after party. Neo performed. Funny thing about Neo, I remember when I was here in Mississippi, I actually got a call to work with Neo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually know two people that work with Neo. I know his head of security, and I actually know one of my homies, SOS. He produces for Neo. And everything, so I know a couple people that know him, but seeing him perform was actually dope. Like,
was it?
Yeah, like
Buddy, he's a performer.
Yeah, Buddy Truth, like he hard. Like
Neo is one of the ones. Yeah. He is one of those ones. Did you meet any other stars at the Grammys? Did you rub elbows with anybody else that you would want to see or that you didn't think you would meet?
Yeah, I actually did. So I ended up I met Chris Brown's engineer, TZO. I actually met him. I got his number, so probably end up reaching out to him and just us connecting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else I met. I met the producer, not WizKid, but the dude produced Love Me Every Day with Chris Brown and WizKid.
Okay.
Blaze. I met him. I got his number.
Okay, I got you.
I got trying to think who else did. I met Tyler Run, he's the producer of Wild Side for Normani, and Cardi B. I got his number, met him.
Did they feed y'all at the Grammys?
Yeah, at the after party. At the after party, they did feed us.
But it seems like you rub shoulders with a couple people, so that'll lead to more business down the line. So I'm sure that was a good experience because so for the people that don't know, what's a gain from being a Grammy award-winning artist for the people that don't know? I mean, I got an idea, but
So a gain from one, that's the most prestigious award in music you can receive, of course. Then on top of that, it's just more people looking at your work. Now it's like that's more than validation. Now it's like it's not a matter of can they, it's a matter of like, oh, we know they can. Like, hey, I want to work with this person because it's proven now.
Right.
It's not really like your word as far as trying to vouch for yourself. It's like I got this official stamp now. It's like you ain't got to question it no more.
It's stamped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's stamped by the industry as far as from that regard. I mean, granted, I had the juice before the award.
I mean,
but,
you had the juice anyway. Because, I mean, we just listened to your rap sheet for about an hour. Like, and that's a good thing. Like, you don't have to be validated by a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? You already had motion before the Grammy. But the Grammy just kind of like icing on the cake, you know?
Yeah, and that was the thing about it, too, in my career that I always, you know, really am proud to truly say is that I got it off my own merit.
Yeah.
Like, I got it off my own ability, off my own talent. I didn't have, like most people have, industry cosigns. I really didn't have that. Like, I went out here and I got it from the mud. Like, really, like, built it from the ground up. I didn't go the traditional way. I didn't go work at a studio for X amount of years and just artists coming through. Like, before I even had, you know, I was a main chief engineer at Bandwidth Studios in Atlanta, Georgia with Willpower. And a lot of people don't know this. Before I even got with Willpower, I had my own motion going. Like, you know, I had already done 2 commercials for Sprite that I composed for. You know, I had already did that. I had already
Sprite commercials?
Yeah, I've done two Sprite commercials. I worked with Coca-Cola. I did their Unity Collection commercial. I've done. I've worked for what's the company? Adobe. My work has been seen by the Adobe Gallery. I actually did a record with Trinidad James. Forbes magazine did a write-up on. So you might as well say I made it to Forbes magazine. I did that. As an entrepreneur and as an engineer, I actually made $7,000 in 30 minutes off of music, and I also made $12,000 in a week doing music while I was in college. I used to make $35 an hour.
I mean, you are Black history. Real. Oh my God, that's good stuff, man. That is good stuff. And you just so humble and so chill about it, but everybody else would be crazy over it. You know what I'm saying? But you still just humble and still trying to work in the ladder. Seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still working. I mean, I think Frank Lucas said it best. He said, you know, the loud person is the weakest one in the room.
No, that's my favorite part of the movie.
You know, I'm the quiet person.
Yeah.
I'm the one that I don't. It's like people meet me, they'll say, "Oh, you mix? Like, let me hear some records." They be like, "Are you hard?" Bro, I ain't gotta tell if I'm hard. The music gonna tell you for you, and I just hit play, and that's that. That's the end of the conversation. So, you know, I ain't gotta too much sell myself to work. Good dope sell itself.
That's true.
That's one thing I know.
That's true. That is so true.
So I ain't too much gotta just boast or brag on it. If you want the boast brag for person, I ain't that.
You're not there.
I'm not that person. I'm the person that's gonna go in there and do the job. You know, so
get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's a lot to my story. It's way in depth. Like, I've saved people's careers. Like, I've literally had to do stuff for people to make sure they don't lose what they got going on.
For real?
Yeah, I've done that multiple times and everything. I'm the guy that people call when they engineer or they producer can't get it right. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that most people don't know about.
And you fix it and get it right.
I fix it. I save careers, and I'm not boasting on that. That's just a fact. And I got people I can call about that and vouch on it. Like, I do that.
Like big time people you say like that. Cause it be how people just tell us, but no, I'm just saying. But no, seriously, like you really saving people's stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't change 2 artists' careers from Mississippi Life. Like Josh Waters, like I'm one of the reasons why Josh ended up with his deal at Bandwidth Studios. Dollar Black, I'm Dollar Black's engineer.
Shout out to Dollar Black though, for real. Big shout out to Dollar Black, that's my boy.
Yeah, big shout out to Dollar. Like I connected him. Like people know he in Atlanta with Willpower. That was through my connection. I'm the one that introduced Dollar to Willpower.
That's crazy.
So like, you know how Jesus said I put on for my city, I put on
for
my city.
Hey, y'all, I'm in Grammy award-winning shit right now on the couch. Like, but you still so humble, that's crazy. Like some people would take all that to the head and, you know, just do the most with it. But you know.
I want to hear the question.
Nah.
I got a question.
Okay.
With him, like, cause that's what he gives. Oh, very, very humble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want to know out of all the artists and celebrities that you did mention, is this somebody that you would not want to work with again?
Oh yeah. Oh, that I would.
That's a good one right there.
That's good stuff. Good stuff.
You could just kind of like the reason why A particular.
That I would not want to work with them again?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a really good question.
That's great.
My sister on the couch. That's why I said, okay.
I love it. That's a good one. Really good.
Well, to answer that question, yes, it's actually a couple. It's more than a couple. It's a couple. Yeah, and it's even a few producers I don't want to work with ever again in my career. If they do, they finna get a hellified bill from me.
Wow.
But it's just. So here's the thing in the music business that I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, as an engineer, we have to fight hard for our respect. Mm-hmm. Like, we have to fight for our credits. Like, if you go on Tidal or most streaming platforms, you don't even see who mixed or who recorded the song. Yeah. You don't know.
Oh,
right.
You know, so, you know, we are very, in a sense, a lot of times, as much as they say their value was really devalued in that sense. Mm-hmm. You know, and then when it even come to getting our money, like, especially for major artists, you sometimes got to bring a lawyer in. You actually got to fight to get, like, your bread. Right. Like, for real. That's no cap.
Right.
And, like, you know, and several artists that I wouldn't want to work with again is primarily just because of, like, I done stuff for artists, you know, with little to no money. Yeah. And they could be extremely needy. Like, I can see that. And that is annoying as hell. It's like, I'm already doing this. Yeah. Like, bro, like, you gotta chill. Like, you just came at me and paid me like 50 bands. Like, cuz you ain't did that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna name.
Well, no, because he's a Grammy woman. Yeah, we don't name.
Because I will tell you this about the music industry. It's very political.
Oh, like, yeah, I can imagine.
It's super political, so it's like a lot of things you want to say or want to check people on, you have to kind of just bite your tongue. Yeah. You got to take that L and just be like, alright, cool, because a lot of people don't know. It be a lot of people in the music industry you really want to fuck up. I'm just going to keep it 100.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure, but I mean, to hear that from you, like, that's crazy.
Even with me, as humble as I am and as chill as I am, it's been a couple months, and you
can get it.
They were about to bring the heel out of me, like, because a lot of people don't know too outside of that, like, you know, just a little bit back into my background, like, you know, like, God rest my brother's soul. My brother was actually in the streets, like, for real in the streets, like, so. You know, being around that environment, and also I was in the military. I was in special ops. Yeah, I served in special forces. I served with them for 7 years. You know, I've been to Afghanistan and all that, so I can get very, very vigilant if I need to get there. Yeah, but I don't want to do all that. It's just like this business. Let's just handle it like adults. Right. You pay me my money. You give me my credit, bro. I'm out your way. I ain't got nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But you want to play me like a sucker, I'm gonna show you I ain't no sucker. Okay. So, you know.
Yeah, that's the Jacktown Utah.
So, because it's been, like I said, a couple incidents. Thank God it didn't resort to that, to where I almost had to get vigilant. And I'm the type of person, like, I got so many people that rock with me. I ain't got to do you dirty. Yeah. Because if I do you dirty, I'm having fun at that point in time. Ooh. I just make a call and I let them handle it. Because I done had my homies be like, bruh, you a good dude. Yeah. You got X, Y, and Z on for yourself. Yeah. Like, so, like, we'll handle that. You know. You don't. Yeah. And that's another thing I will tell people. A lot of people don't understand. Like, doing music, that's really, like, you really in the streets. Like, a lot of people don't know that about music, because in music, you work with so many different artists from so many different backgrounds. You work with folks from the streets, and you work with folks who may be from the suburbs, whatever. But one thing about when you work with artists from the street, if you rock, because you got to look at it like this here. A lot of them, they selling dope. It is what it is. You know, that's how they paying for this. You know, so they ain't tripping off the money, because they like, shoot, I can either get locked up or get shot tomorrow. This is my out. Right. So you become a system or a way for them to actually get out and better their life and change their family life. So if somebody about to mess up their meal ticket or mess up their opportunity to change their life, oh, they gonna ride for you. Yeah. And they'll tell you, they'll be like, bro, if you got an issue, call me. We'll handle it for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got them in the streets and I got them on the government side. I did both. So
okay.
We can do this illegally. We can do this legally.
Whichever way you want to go. Since you won a Grammy, are women at you? Like, are your DMs flooded, bro? Like,
oh
I mean, I'm just saying. I can only imagine if I won a Grammy, how my shit'll be, bro.
Oh my God. That is a very funny and interesting question. The reason why I say that because I had a chick that actually made that comment to me. She was like, at first it was when I got nominated. She was like, you Grammy nominated. She was like, you about to have chicks just go crazy in your DM.
Yeah, see, I knew my question was good. The hell?
She literally sent me that, and I was like, what? Yeah. Believe it or not, contrary to what people believe, no. My DMs are dry.
Really?
Yes. They are.
My DMs dry, and I ain't want no Grammy, but I'm just thinking.
They dry in the Sahara Desert.
For real?
Yes. No. Because I'm going to be honest with you. You got to think about it from this perspective.
Yeah.
In music, as an engineer, we're not popular.
Because y'all are behind the scenes. They don't see you.
Exactly. We're not the ones. Because think about it now. Like in music, just in the past, probably like 5 or 10 years, producers became like artists. Because for a lot of years, you didn't know who the producer was.
Now that's facts. But
you
now they kind of coming behind. Coming from behind the scenes.
Yeah, like producers are now seeing like artists now. So they in the line, like, like people didn't really know who Metro was, what I'm saying? Or,
now it's Metro Boomer or something like that.
Weezy out of here, who's from Mississippi. Shouts out to Weezy. I ain't never worked with bro, but he from the SIP, so shouts out to him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Weezy from Mississippi. Weezy out of here from Mississippi.
Excuse me? Nah, I ain't know that. Say that again.
Look, I'm looking at it like, you anybody knew that? Weezy out, some of the guy Weezy out of here?
Weezy out of here from Mississippi.
Shut up.
No way.
Do he know he's from Mississippi?
You can't know he's from Mississippi.
He don't know.
Yeah, he from Mississippi. Weezy out of here.
Man, you dropping some gems tonight. I had no idea.
Yeah, Weezy out of here.
Because he on everybody's stuff.
Yeah, that's like, Greg Street from Mississippi. DJ Greg Street out in Atlanta.
I've heard of that, but I don't know much about him. But he's from Mississippi.
He's from Mississippi too. Yeah, it's a lot of folks in the business, in the industry that's from Mississippi, that's in Atlanta or
wherever.
Yeah, nah, my DMs right in the Sahara Desert. It's like, because like I said, literally, I'm an engineer, so it's not like chicks out here, oh yeah, let me be with the engineer.
They checking for the artist.
Yeah, they check.
Maybe the producer, but more so the artist.
Yeah, they ain't checking for.
They ain't checking for the engineer.
Yeah, that's like my homie Jubilee, who's a producer. He got 2 Grammys, so he was like, bro, chicks been going crazy. I was like, bro, that ain't me. I think they'll give me some minutes if I pull up in a Lamborghini Aventador. Then it's like, who is he? What he do?
Yes, and that's so crazy.
Hey, I think the only time in my career when a chick
Out of all people, bro, what can we expect from Courtland Liddell next?
Well, I mean, I got other things I was looking at doing. I was actually looking at going back to the Army to go to U.S. Army Ranger School and go to Sniper School. Okay. Do some extreme and do something different. Like I said, I was in special ops before, so I kind of gravitated toward that.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, so I kind of thought about going into that realm.
Mm-hmm.
But because like for me, like I said, the Grammy was it for me. Like that was gonna be it.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, I achieved this. Bro, like what else?
What else is there to do?
Yeah, it's like like Jay-Z said in the song, what more can I say? I didn't done it all.
You done woo.
So, with that, like I said, I was going to retire, but I really kind of just decided not to, more or less, because it's other avenues and things I do want to do. And a lot of people don't know this. It's only really actually 3 really true record labels in the industry. You hear about Atlantic, RCA, all these are subsidiaries. You have what we call the big 3.
I believe it.
And the big 3 is Universal, Sony, and Warner Music Group. Those are the 3 really true record labels.
And everybody else is kind of like following them.
Like like Universal Republic Records, that's under Universal.
Yeah.
Atlantic Records is on the Warner Music Group. So a lot of people don't know that how the music business is structured. There used to be EMI, but Sony ended up buying out EMI Records, and they dissolved under Sony Records.
2-part question.
Okay.
So 1, how did you learn that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, how can an artist learn that stuff? Like, where should they start?
So, to answer your first question, how I learned it is just research. Like, I'm one of those people, like, and when I started and I got in music, there wasn't any music books on music business. So, I actually got screwed over. Like, my first interaction in the game was I actually got screwed over by a family member.
That's wild.
Yeah, my own family member screwed me over, honestly. You know, and so just being in this for so long and just like wanting to learn how this works, I just did research. Like, I bought books. I'm the one that can change your life. My mix has that potential to change your life because I actually did a mix for an artist in under 24 hours. And actually, he was in an office at Atlantic Records, and Atlantic Records was about to sign this artist. And I had just finished the mix, and the A&R was like, yo, this is a dope record.
Right.
And how artists can learn it, research. I mean, we got the internet at this point. Like, that's why, like, now I don't have any remorse for artists that get screwed out of a deal. I used to feel sorry for artists, but I have no more remorse in my heart because it's like, you failed to sit down and read this contract. Like, a lot of people don't even know this too. Labels ain't even offering big artist deals as far as like advances like they used to. Like, I think rappers now are getting, if they sign, they probably offering them like maybe 100,000, 100K. And you gotta think about it, that's taxable money. Right. So if we do the basic math on 100,000, like even if you do 120,000 after taxes with 120,000, that's $80,000 that you made. So if you do it on 100, let's just take an extra 10K from that. So you're looking around about 65, 70K. Which, if we're gonna be honest, you can go ahead and work a regular job and make that. Exactly. And the label, they're offering you support as far as like marketing and everything. They're offering you a team. But this is one thing, if I could tell any artist, you know, the biggest thing I think where artists go wrong, and I focus even on local talent here in Mississippi, because I think there's a lot of local talent that is very talented and promising, but they don't understand how to do things the right way. If you're going to assemble a team and you truly want a team around you, whenever you get a gig, pay your team. Right. Like, pay them, because these people, they got lives too. Yes. Credit your team. Anytime you're in front of a camera, people already know who you are. Yeah, talk about yourself, but also shout out your team. Yes. Shout out your team. Mention their name. Whenever you're doing your records, make sure you're crediting everybody properly, because that goes a long way. That's their resume. That's how they're able to acquire work. Because let's just be honest, if Reach Records hadn't never credited me on your power, nobody would know who I am. I wouldn't even have won a Grammy. Right. So crediting is very, very...
The next part of the interview is this juice and the squeeze.
Let's do Casamigos.
Yeah, let's do Casamigos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel super honored. The engineers don't usually get that, so I have to thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you for thanking us for that. Yeah, I mean, I think they, because I have an artist. Shout out to Young Jules. Always shout out to Young Jules. Oh, yes. The paid hipster. That's my artist, and I get it. So I wanted to see from both sides, you know, from the front and the back. You know, all of it is a good learning experience for me too.
Like, I was almost thinking to myself, like, this ain't finna be Club Shay Shay. Like,
I ain't gonna do that.
No, we not doing it.
Juice and the squeeze. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Eddie Murphy or Dave Chappelle?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up on Eddie Murphy, so Eddie Murphy. Okay.
Natural hair or weave? Extensions, I'll say.
I've dated women that have had both. Okay. So, but for me personally, I'm going to say natural.
Natural. All right. Natural. All right. Miami or LA?
Texas. I've been to both. Miami has very beautiful beaches, nice attractive women as well. Very expensive in LA. Beautiful beaches, beautiful women, very expensive as well. But I'm gonna choose LA, and them motherfuckers weird as fuck out there. I would say that they weird as hell.
Dr. Dre or DJ Khaled?
Oh shit, that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, Dre all day.
Dre all day. All right, Giveon or Friday?
Very actually good question as well. I actually know somebody who works for Friday, who produces for Friday. Okay. But I'm gonna say Giveon, because I'll be honest with you, his album that had Heartbreak Anniversary on it. One, big shouts out to John Kersey. John Kersey was the mixing engineer. He learned from Fabian Masarulo, how you pronounce his name. Fabian was Dark Child's engineer. He's Lil Wayne's and T-Pain's engineer. But John Kersey, oh, he flexed, he showed his ass on that motherfucker.
Really?
That bitch sounds so phenomenal.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah, nigga, you that nigga.
You did that.
Yeah.
What they say you did your big one with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh shit, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I had that on there, but when you kept telling me Michael Jackson was your guy, I was like, okay, yeah. I'm already knowing what he gonna pick.
And Prince is dope as hell. Like when it comes as a musician and also a performer, amazing. Both of them were extremely gifted. But I'm a Michael fan, and like that's just my dog. Like I rock with Mike. Yeah.
Okay. Thick women or slim women?
Oh shit.
Big women or slim women?
I mean, you know,
if you have a preference.
With the thick women, you know, you got some
curve,
you know, you got that.
Yeah.
You got them yams, you know what I'm saying? But hey, not knocking the tootie booties. You know what I'm saying? The tootie booties. You know what I'm saying? The tootie booties, you know, that the slim pickings, you feel me? I'ma say, you know. So I have a motto. You know what I'm saying? I used to say this, you know, but I ain't gonna say my motto. But I like them thick. Oh yeah. Hey, look, I need you something to grab back there. You know, I need them yams. Like, hey, just cause I'm from Jacktown, I'm also a country boy. So
yeah.
What's the motto?
Now you gonna slide them red pants?
We need to know.
So my motto that I used to say growing up and everything and stuff, I don't even fuck with it, but I used to say I like my women like I like my cars, sport and exotic.
This is Mississippi, Jackson sports. Monte Ellis or Charles Rose?
I'm gonna say Monte.
Monte Ellis. Okay.
Monte Ellis.
All right, both Lanier alumni, right? All right, Club Shay Shay or Drink Champs?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay or Drink Champs.
Cause why is it called Club Shay Shay? Shout out to Shay Shay, my little sister in the audience. But Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay, coming from a big grown man, it just don't sit with me. But I like his content. I'll say that. But that's your question.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That
was a valid point. Maybe it could be changed to something else. I'm gonna say Drink Champs, and I'm gonna say why, because I feel like on Drink Champs, like a lot of those artists have really dwelled into the business.
Yeah.
Granted, I'll be honest, I don't watch neither. I've only seen clips. But what I do respect about Drink Champs is that it's really uncandid, and those artists really dive in deep. It ain't just talking about the stuff you already know. It's actually talking about some of the fucked up shit they went through too. Right. And I respect it.
All right, 90s R&B or 2000s R&B?
Shit, that's easy. 90s R&B all day. Okay. I was born in '87, so I had an opportunity to work with Usher. I was actually supposed to work with him in his Vegas residency. Oh, okay. And I know two people that work with him. My homie played drums for Aaliyah. He just did the Super Bowl with Usher. So I was actually supposed to things had to work out. I was gonna go to the Super Bowl and work with Usher and do a Super Bowl show as well.
Shout out to Jackson State at the Super Bowl though. Yes. Like for real, that's big, that's major. That was really good. That was really good.
And both of my cousins were the band directors at Jackson State. My not now, but
okay.
Dr. Liddell, he's the one that took him to the NCAAP and Soul Train Awards. That's my cousin. Wow. And Professor Dial Taylor, who was the one of the former band directors. So my family is kind of really
y'all in the mix. Okay. Marriage or long-term dating?
That's easy. Marriage.
Like
so one thing about me that me winning my Grammy is definitely surreal, but one thing I wish if I could go back and change is I wish I had been married, and I wish I could have been married and took my wife. That would have meant way more to me, just to share in that moment with my life partner.
Gotcha.
You know, I would have loved, and hopefully, you know, if I was married and even if I had a kid, because then I've always been the type of person I said if I ever do get married, and, you know, I find my life partner and I do have a family, I always want to be able to look at my kids and say, I did everything in this world that I wanted to do. Okay. I never want to be a hypocrite and be that person that pushes my kids to follow their dreams when I didn't follow mine. So I've always wanted to stand on that, and like, you know, if God does bless me with that, I want to literally say, hey, your dad did exactly what he wanted to do. Sure. I can be like, I was in special ops. I've had businesses. I have a Grammy. You know, I work in the industry. It's like, granted, they could probably be some tall, you know, shoes to fill, but at least they can know that Well,
it can happen.
Yeah, they like,
you can do it.
Yeah, you stood on business, Pops.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's what I did. I stood on it.
Oh, for real. So. That's good stuff. All right, the last one is Kanye or Pharrell, producer.
As a producer, I'm gonna say
producer. Yeah, let's do.
Okay, as a producer, Kanye or Pharrell. I'm gonna say neither. I'm gonna say me. I'm just playing.
No, you gonna take a shot. If you gonna do that, you gonna take a shot because you ain't took a shot. So yeah, you don't pick. Don't pick.
Nah, I'm gonna pick though for real, but I'm still gonna take a shot regardless. I'm gonna take it regardless. I'm gonna say, man, that's really a tough question because they both are very, very talented.
Right.
And good. I respect Kanye.
Yeah.
And I definitely like what he's done musically and just his grind. But I'ma honestly say Pharrell.
Yes.
And the reason why I'ma say Pharrell is because of like what he did with the Billionaires Boy Club. He did that from a clothing line, you know, his ice cream collection.
Yeah.
Then on top of that too,
Neptunes,
Neptunes, what he did with Justin Timberlake, you know, really doing his career. I mean, then just how he's been able to really cross over from like working with like rap artists, like in the streets doing that, you know, fucking with the gangsters. Then he go do some pop and R&B stuff. Like that's super versatility.
Thank you for coming on the couch. Yes. You're the first person on the couch that didn't take a shot and took it out at the end. But anyway, shout out to Penthouse Views. Thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed the talk and all the gems you dropped, all the names you dropped. I wish you more success. I feel like you're not
so much for having me. It's truly been an honor. You know, engineers, we don't get this time to really gloat.
Yeah, and I'm glad you kind of had that moment. You know,
yes, ma'am.
You deserve it.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you, your team, your staff, and all the guests for coming here. And yeah, it's your favorite engineer, your boy Courtland Liddell. Follow me on Instagram at LidzTheWiz. That's LidzTheWiz. Hey. And I'm with the one and only Chris B. We at Penthouse Views, baby. We out. We live.
That's the best fucking outro I had. Like, for real. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. All right,